What's up, everybody? This is Disco Demonic Hydroponics. Today I'm going to go over a couple of things, just to kind of get things up to speed, and then I'm going to like cover some basic stuff, and then go into a little bit further. So first of all, I'm going to start out with one of the things I like to do is go for walks, and when I'm going for my walks, I do mantras, um, different types of mantras. So today I'm going to talk about let's do the mantra Ya Shaitan. So that is going to be an aspect of the nameless. Um, When we're working with mala beads, so I have a mala. These are 100 beads. They're made from bone. Uh, I made this myself. And the middle, the what's holding it all together is was it that sinew, that tendon they use for like bows and arrows and stuff, like back in the day. Native Americans would use it. Natives would use it, or other indigenous people. Well, that's what I use in order to tie everything together. That way, it's as natural as I can get it. Um, so. I won't explain all the other materials. So basically, when you're working with mala, you want to start on one side. So this is the dragon head I have here. You start on that first bead, and you say Ya Shaitan, or whatever you're gonna say, Ya Shaitan, all the way around until you get to the other side. When you get to the other side, you do not cross the guru bead is what it's called. You're not cross the guru bead. Actually, I wasn't supposed to touch it with my index finger. You're not supposed to touch it with your index finger because apparently that grounds out the energy. You want it to only touch it with your thumb, middle finger, and other fingers. The pointer finger is not to be used. So when you get to this end, when you get here at the end of like you do go all the way around, then you want to flip it around and then go back this way. So again, you never cross the guru bead. So the reason I'm explaining this is when I'm going for walks, there's a method uh, where you breathe in and breathe out in order to breathe in the energy and essence around you and become one with everything that is around you. Um, So what I'll go into now is speaking of the nameless. So the nameless God is I think a lot of people have different interpretations. So basically, I'm just going to say the nameless God is was here in the beginning. The nameless is before the separation was only the nameless, and then this demiurge separated from the nameless, the utter and complete darkness. The nameless is the darkness, the chaos, all that kind of stuff, right? So that is why whenever the demiurge broke away it it's created things of light, of the false light, some people say. And then this false light, however, comes from the true light, which is the dark light. So the dark light, since the demiurge comes from the dark light, we in essence are made from both. That's why we have the choice to go to either the darkness or the light, however you describe the true light being the darkness, or the false light being the light, right? So, or if you want to work with both, that's something you can do as well. I've heard it called different things. I don't really care what you call it, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, what you do is when you're walking around, if you're going to be working with the nameless, you can even insert your belief system or whatever into this practice. I'll try to explain it well enough to where you can do that. So as I'm walking, what I do is I envision and imagine in a way. This is pretty high up method of thinking. So if it's not easy to grasp right away, that's cool. But as I'm walking, I will say Ya Shaitan, Ya Shaitan, Ya Shaitan. When I breathe in to take the breath before I do the mantras, I actually envision everything around me as an aspect of the nameless, and like I am just in this huge void, and even everything that is around me is made up of small portions of thousands of atoms. So I understand that I'm really just floating in the void, and I'm breathing all of like everything around me in. I like to go for walks on this because it seems to be easier when I'm going for walks and when I put myself into the learner's mind. The learner's mind is something I talk about on my Patreon. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna put this on Patreon for just the advanced people or for everybody yet. That's why I'm talking like this. So, so the learner's mind is if you go into the learner's mind, it actually makes this process easier. It makes it easier for it to assimilate this thought process. So that's just a little hack for those of you who know what that is. If you don't, join my Patreon. I'll talk about that shit. So, anyways, uh, as you're going through, um, you um, you breathe in and then you sorry, I'm kind of doing it. So you breathe out, you say ya shaitan, and you're breathing in what you see and you perceive as shaitan, and then you breathe out what you experience with that feeling of the shaitan. So that feeling, it's like a merging, it's like a come and go. So anything you want to do, it's like a bringing in and then breathing out. So breathing in and then breathing out. So anything you want to do, you want to kind of like it's a rhythm. There is rhythm in everything that we do. That's why you have the light and the dark. We exist in this rhythm. So you want to utilize that an aspect of what we exist in to develop that rhythm and create something out of it. And it doesn't have to be just light and just dark. It could be any kind of rhythm that you're going to grasp, right? So you can use the rhythm. That's something you can do. So another little thing. So while you're doing it, you breathe in the essence of what your perception of the nameless God is, or whatever entity or belief system you want to insert there. And then you breathe out your assimilation of the idea of what that is and how you perceive that aspect of whatever entity, in my case, the nameless. I breathe that out in order to share with the nameless or bring myself, not really sharing because I'm already there, but like sharing my idea of what with myself of what the nameless is, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, that's a really powerful method. It seems to be easier when like if you're walking down like a long, narrow, like if you ever look down a long, empty hallway, there's like this tunnel vision kind of thing that happens. If you walk down a long, like on this access road of a highway, and there's like a huge empty area, it's kind of like easy to do it there. Different types of mindsets, it may be easier for you in closer areas. I don't know, but that is definitely one thing you do. So, learner's mind is a really good way to connect with this. I recommend it. Um, and I'm trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to say, but I don't think so. If you like this video, share with your friends. If you hate it, share with your enemies. Yeah, that's it. You can say whatever mantra you want to. So, yeah.